The death toll continues to rise following the collapse of a building in Bangladesh on Wednesday morning. At least 175, mainly women workers, are now known to have died, with a rescue operation to free many more who are trapped continuing well into Thursday. The 8-storey Rana Plaza building just outside the capital, Dhaka, was home to a number of factories supplying Western clothing retailers. More than 1,000 people were injured. Families gathered at a nearby school on Thursday where the bodies were being taken. Many wept as they held up photos, desperately seeking news of their relatives. The Rana Plaza building collapse follows a fire at another factory on the outskirts of Dhaka that killed 112 people in November, and another incident at a factory in January in which 7 people died, raising concerns about worker safety and low wages in Bangladesh.
How much do you know about the origin of the materials that go into your everyday household items? We visit our local supermarket to buy our packaged goods, and though we know they didn't grow the ingredients, process them and package it themselves, we rarely ask questions about who did. As demand for low prices, fast fashion and seasonal produce availability all year round grows, many of the raw materials that are used as the starting point for the average items we consume at home every day have been grown, harvested and processed by workers who are working against their will in slave-like conditions, by workers who have been trafficked from parts of Africa and Asia, and by children.
Hi, I'm Kate Nicol. I'm a management consultant and I specialise in supply chain management and procurement. In working with large organisations and helping them to make decisions about where they source their raw materials, parts and components, more and more I began to consider the humanitarian and environmental impact of the global supply chain that we work within. As a result, more recently I've begun consulting in this area of ethical sourcing to raise awareness and help organisations to make more sustainable choices in how they spend their money. I'm now working on a project in conjunction with the International Screen Academy to raise awareness on this important and widely misunderstood issue of humanitarian harms in the extended supply chain. I'll be travelling around South Asia with the charity group Stop the Traffic, working with individuals who have been rescued from slavery and human trafficking. I'll then have the support of the International Screen Academy to convert the footage, images and interviews collected on this trip to create a series of moving and informative short films to create empathy for the plight of workers in third world countries. We want to create a website that will house the short films as well as a search engine that hosts a database of all ethically certified, partially certified and non-certified products and brands classified by a simple traffic light system.
Mostly people aren't really aware of what's happening in their supply chain. They trust the supermarket or the department store or the fashion label that they're buying from. Increasingly though, people are becoming aware that there could have been a lot of harm and abuse, exploitation, human trafficking that's happened in a supply chain. And they're taking the steps to find that out for themselves. And they're asking their retailers, they're asking their department stores, and they want this to change and they want to be able to make a difference through what they choose to buy.
On our trip, we're going to explore the root of this problem in depth. We will begin our tour in Hyderabad, where our group is hosted by the Dalit Freedom Network. They work with the Untouchables of India, a group who are the most vulnerable to trafficking. From Hyderabad, we will then visit Mumbai, visiting the projects of Oasis India. They do a range of work with vocational and rehabilitation training and prevention and awareness work in the slums. We will visit slums, which are destinations for trafficked persons, to support Oasis in a prevention and awareness program. Our next destination is the Assam region, where we will travel to Udalguri and visit tea plantations and communities where trafficking prevention is taking place. Our final destination in this trip is going to be in Bangladesh on the way back to Australia. Here we will visit the site of the Rana Plaza, the factory dedicated solely to manufacturing clothes for buyers in the West that collapsed in 2013. It is now a grave site for the more than 1,100 people who died.
If we are successful in this first phase, we also intend to travel to Indonesia, Thailand and Western Africa to trace the humanitarian harms in the seafood and in the cocoa industries. So to make this website the user-friendly, engaging and informative platform we aspire to, we're seeking the support of donations and sponsorship. The funding will be used for the travel involved and for the building of the platform. We hope that you'll give to this project generously so that we can empower consumers to gain an understanding of the problem and to force change in industry through their more informed buying choices.